So, hi guys, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So, before I start today's subject, I wanted to let you guys know that everything that I'm gonna say or I'm gonna talk about are stuff that are my personal point of view. So, I'm not telling you guys to actually go and do exactly what I'm doing because it might work, it might also not work, and who am I to actually go and tell you exactly what to do, knowing that I don't even know anything about you? So, it just doesn't make no sense to me. So, that's why I just wanted to say this little disclaimer at the beginning of the video because I know some people might come in the comment section and try to do stuff that I really don't want them to do right now, but I just wanted to let you guys know I'm not taking it. So hi, how you guys be doing today? So today the subject, or maybe like the thing that I'm gonna talk about is how I managed to study effectively as a pre-med. Obviously, because I'm a pre-med, I can only talk about pre-med stuff. So let's go at the beginning. So back in high school, the way that I used to study is pretty much like open the book, read it, say it again and again and again, and hopefully, maybe like hope I retain everything that I just read, which was not really bad in high school because it's a pretty strong study technique, not gonna lie, because as you keep repeating the same stuff, at some point you will retain it. But I really didn't focus on understanding or maybe trying to look deeper on the subject that I was trying to study. So it was just me opening the book and repeating it over and over again, which was okay in high school because I did pretty great when it comes to studying subject like biology, history. So it was pretty much a subject that you need to study by heart, and that was pretty helpful back in high school. But when I did switch to the US and I was about to go to college, I was studying for another exam, which was the GED, because things got really complicated. So I actually need to make a video for you guys and explain you how I got into college without getting a high school diploma. It's really complicated, so that will be the subject of another video, but not this one. So let's go back to the study effectively technique. Yeah, yeah, let's go back to that. So back in college, so I had to change the game because the amount of information that I was getting in college was totally different from what I was having in high school. Like in college, so I was literally, when I was studying for the exam, which was the GED, so I literally had like chapters with 20 or 10 pages that I need to actually review before the exam. So I could have used the same technique back in high school, which is go to the book and study everything and retain everything by heart. But doing that, well, would have actually been how do I say that? Would have actually waste my time, because on this kind of exam, like understanding is key. And knowing that English was not my first language, so which make it even harder for me to actually study for the damn exam. So I really had to go and try to look for ways to study and also understand the stuff that I was studying, which was something that I didn't used to do back in high school. Back in high school, it was pretty much like studying for the grade. But hi, so when it was time for me to actually start getting ready for college, and I was studying for the exam before college, so I literally like had to switch the way that I was studying because first of all, so I really wanted to pass because otherwise I wouldn't get the diploma to go to college, and I had different things that make it harder for me to actually get the diploma, such as English was not my first language, so I was literally struggling. And I'm not even lying at this point. I was literally struggling because I had like so many new subjects that I've never studied before. I never even like heard people talking about them, like US history. So I just freshly moved in the US, right? To the US, right? So it was like 6 months, maybe like 3 months after I moved here. So I had to study for those exams, and I've never heard anybody talking about those. So right now, so it was pretty much me having two choices. So one, I might either go to the book, study everything, and make sure that I know everything to go to the exam, or two, I go to the book, I understand the passages, I memorize some stuff, and go to the exam. So after like really thinking about it, and after like trying to find a good solution, I said the same thing twice. So yeah, after I really thought about it, I choose to go for option two, which was go to the book, study some stuff, and understand all the passages so that I actually go and take the exam, which was helpful because I did do that and I went and took the exam and then I passed. But let's go back to the studying technique thing. So one thing that I had to switch from high school to college was the way that I was studying. And the way that I was studying, the thing that I did switch was instead of studying for the grades, study for understanding, and then the grades will come after. Because the better you understand, I think the greater the possibility of you getting good grades will be. So you might go and try to study for the grades and be anxious about the amount of information that you have to study and never study them or just procrastinate, or you actually go, you understand the stuff that you have to do, and you make some research with background information, background knowledge. You can actually use all of them to better understand the subject and actually have a good grade. So it really depends on the way that you see it. So it's all about perspective, if I can really say that. And so as long as you actually take the time to really think about what you want to do and take the time to actually find the priorities, so that the rest will come along the way. So you just actually need to take a time and think about those. And something that I did back in high school and I'm doing differently right now in college was studying ahead. Back in high school, studying ahead was not something that I was really into, but my mom and my dad were literally like pushing me, trying to make it really harder for me, actually, like for the whole study ahead thing. Like the way that I seen it back in high school was uh not punish. How do they even say that in English? Like a chore. Yeah, study ahead for me was like a chore back in high school, cause I was like, why would I want to study ahead? Why am my classmates are having fun? So what's wrong about me? That you know, when you're actually in college and you have a full-time job and a part-time job and also stuff that you're doing on the side, like study ahead will be your best friend. Trust me, it will be your best friend, best buddy. So that's actually something that I'm doing right now. Like I can literally like go take a day, take 2 days to actually like study for 1 week or 2 week ahead of my other classmates. And once it'll be time for me to actually study those chapters because the teacher is doing them, so I will just review them and I'll be good to go for class. While my classmate will actually take more hours to actually study for the whole damn thing, but I already did it before. So study ahead will be your best friend once you'll be in college and you're doing a good amount of stuff at this in the side. At the side. I don't know. So you're doing a good amount of stuff, right? So just study ahead. If you really have to got a job, I don't know, 1 2 jobs, take care of yourself, take care of other people, and do other stuff, study, please study ahead. It will help you. Don't try to study like the same day or maybe like the same week everybody else is studying, because it will just not be good for you. And mostly if you're really taking hard subjects such as chemistry or biology, not saying hard subject just because they're hard to understand, but I'm saying hard subject because of the amount of information that you actually have to retain, and also the amount of research that you will have to do yourself. So those took a good amount of time. I'm not gonna lie. Like chemistry, so I will literally take at least 6 hours to study for my chemistry class. So it does take time actually. So it's not something that you can actually go and open the book and study for it in 1 day if you want to. It does take time to understand what you're doing, and it does take time to apply what you're doing with your understanding and maybe other stuff. So yeah, it just take time. So please study ahead. And another thing that I didn't do back in high school and I'm doing right now is office hours. Back in high school, I didn't know the thing like office hours thing. I didn't even think that my high school has it, but the teacher launched. So I know back in high school, if you didn't understand something, you could have literally go to the teacher lounge like on their breaks or maybe like on your break, and you go talk to them. So they will be really happy to explain the stuff that you didn't understand during the class. But I did that just a few times. But the main reason why I didn't keep doing that is because I was ashamed at the time. Because I was like, I just had class with the teacher, right? So everybody was in the class. So why I didn't understand something. So why do I have to go to the teacher and make him explain me the stuff that he just explained? That's kind of mindset. So you actually need to shift them if you want to do well in college, because you're not like everybody else. So you I will cut that out. So you're not like everybody else. So you're actually your own person. So you have like your own stuff that you're going through. You have your own background and knowledge that will be different for somebody else. So some people, they will naturally understand something because they knew about it, they navigate around the subject, or they just like naturally, like feel the whole vibe with the subject, which is the same thing that I just said. But other people, they actually need to take time. They actually need to take a step back to gain a good amount of information and actually apply them to understand the subject. So if you're one of those people, please don't be afraid to reach out for help. Because I'm one of those people for some subject, but not all of them, but some subject, I really need to take a time and go to the teacher and have the point of view on something that they asked me to do, like an assignment or something. Like for my English classes, not the first one. The first one I almost failed it because that was the one that I took when I first moved in the US. But the second one and the last one, like, was ENC 1 and ENC 2. So I had to develop the hobby to go to the office hours and talk to the teacher about my assignment before I turned them in, because there is a special way that you write in French which is totally different from the way that you write in English. And that was the thing that took me a good amount of time to actually process and understand. And going to office hours really helped me because I had my teacher's recommendation before I turned my assignments, so I was able to apply them to the assignment that they were giving me, and that's how I ended up having good grades. So please, so if you need help, don't be afraid to reach out for help. I know it can be a shame because you might be thinking that other people are looking at you, or maybe other people are just think that you're dumb. You're not dumb for reaching out for help. Trust me, you're not. I'll say that you're even smarter than those other people that actually don't understand anything and they just go home and hope that they might get good grades or something. So please reach out for help if you need it. So those were like the three stuff that I used to do back in high school, and I'm doing differently in college when it comes to studying. So if you guys like it, feel free to let me know, and I'll say welcome to the first new viewer. Yeah, I had one more subscribers yesterday. So right now it's 223. It's growing really slowly. So thank you for that, guys. So if you guys have a comment, or maybe you want to tell me something, so feel free to put it in the comment section, or maybe reach out to me on Instagram. So in the meantime, stay safe, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.